Alright peeps, welcome to my Moverni channel, and this week I'm test driving this brand new, all new 2026 Kia EV4. As the name tells you, this is a completely 100% electric vehicle, and I got to say special shout out to Kia Canada for giving me this media fleet to test drive for the week, because this EV4 you don't really see it on the road right now because they just recently landed in Canada. And I would say it has a really good complete Kia lineup of EV6, EV9. They start with the full size, electric SUV. So now they're going to focus on like a sedan kind of style to this, and I would say this is a very spacious. It doesn't look like compact, but it really spacious. I would say the style is edgy, it's futuristic. It kind of reminds me like a RoboCop car. So, and also coupled with this yacht blue, which they call the blue, is really styling, it's really fit. Some other color choices are the black, the white, the muddy gray. The muddy gray also looks very nice as well. Now let me show you some of the element of the Kia EV4. You can see there's a LED vertical headlights on both sides, stretching on the both sides of the front, some grille at the bottom, and you can see the new kind of, it has been on recent years of the Kia logo has been kind of like a one stroke and ticks on. You can see the Kia right there, the blue. It is very nice. And then coupled with this next gen rims and tires, that is a 19-inch. Really like the style of the rims, and you can see on the side profile of this, it doesn't look compact at all. Now this EV4 is one of the first, the Kia will be one of the cheapest EV vehicle available in Canada. You can get this as MSRP to start with the basic one at $38,995 Canadian. And anything less than 45,000 is dramatically amazing. Now for this one, obviously they give the media top of the line. So this one is actually top of the line, which they call the wind trim GT line. So you can see from back, there's a GT line on the back of the album, and then there's an EV4. This is the back of the element. You can see the front and the back kind of trying to mimic each other with two vertical rear tail lights, LED at the back, and then the rear lights on this. Now, one of the only thing on the design cue that I do find I'm not a fan of from Kia and Hyundai is that they always have the rear lights at the bottom, so bottom that you can't even see that the car is actually reversing. I think this is a safety design hazard, and I don't even know why the government allows it. Now, this is not knock on Kia or Hyundai. Any car brands that has the tail light, like the reverse at the bottom, I'm not a fan, because as a driver, your eyes should be on your eye level from the back seeing your vehicle. You want everything to be centralized, as quick, as easyable, catchable as possible, not at the bottom where no one even can see it that you're reversing. I personally think it's a hazard, but other than that, let me show you the trunk. Super spacious. It's actually a really big trunk, and you can actually fold down the seats. So now as I close it, you can really see it's very edgy in the front, very edgy at the back. It really is my type of vehicle. It's nice, it's very styling, and you can see from the handle, this is like the electric style anyways. Now the handle, once you can tell that this means your doors are unlocked, because when it's locked, let me show you, it will close, so it will be more flat. So you can see that, right? Now if I type it unlock, you can see this. So I'm going to pull the thing. You can see the inside is a black and beige white theme. Here's the handle, the Carmen Cardon speakers, heated seats, powered windows, full flat in the middle. You can seat 3 passengers. This is the type of material. So it's not leather, but it's kind of like a smooth kind of material. So on both sides, you can have pockets, ventilation, rear ventilation, and a big tubby hole here for storage. And for people who need the outlet, a very cleverly designed, instead of the outlet here on the console, it's on the side, so you can have the outlet here charging. And then this is a very futuristic seats with the sunroof, and this is what it looks like. And this is what the front looks like. Very futuristic. And let me show you the front. Again, the handle like this, you pull. So this one has very interesting ergonomics design. I got used to it very quickly. You have all the tilted power seat functions here. All the seat memories are here on the left side of the door panel. You have ventilated cool seats. It has 3 different levels. It has heated seats, and the steering wheel is heated, and I'm a big fan that it has 2 levels of heated steering wheel. A lot of vehicles only have 1, so it has 2. Kudos to Kia on that. And then you have power mirrors adjustment, power door locks, all for 1 touch down, 1 touch up windows. And this is what it looks like on the steering wheel. It has kind of like a hexagon kind of shape to it with all the buttons here, the volume and everything. And the drive mode, there are 4 power outlets in the center, and there's a charger, phone charger, cup holders right here that will fit different sizes of your containers of pops. And there's more buttons here. This is more the downward incline, down climb, the parking 360s, auto hold. There's there's a pouch here, a console. This the company gave us adapters so that it gives you more versatile on charging this EV4. Now, let me go and tell you a little bit more about charging after, but let me show you the whole interior here. So it has buttons here, kind of like a built-in, so it's kind of like a touchy part here. I really like the knob here for controlling the volume of the speakers. And here's the ventilation buttons and stuff like that. Now, there's no transmission. There's no other buttons to turn on the D drive or the reverse. Instead, everything is here on this right stalk here. So let me turn it on. When you press the EV button on, your screen is on. So that's how you know that your vehicle is actually finally on. Now, at first, it did take me a while because I always forgot to turn off the button before I exit the vehicle. So how do I know that I forgot to turn off the EV button? Is because you cannot lock the car. They also beep to you, kind of indicate to you that, hey, you haven't locked your car because you haven't turned on the EV button. So in order to leave the vehicle, in order for it to lock, you have to turn off the EV. So if you know you cannot lock your vehicle, you know you have not turned on the EV, turned down the EV. Now, if you want to go forward, you push this button, twist it upward, and you will see the D. Okay? Now, if you want to reverse, you twist it downwards, and you can see your R. And you can see the red R. And also, you know your reverse when the backup camera is on. So those are the cues visual cues that let you know what drive mode you're doing. Now, if you want to park, there is a park button right here on the side. So I pressed it inward, and you can see it's a P. All right, so everything is here. The seat here, the rear defogger, front defogger, ventilation can be controlled here. AC will be here on the screen to tell you how much percentage of your charge are happening here, and how much miles or kilometers you've been using, the temperature, how much mileage that you've been using on your current trip. You can also check out your media section. You can go to the radio stations here, Sirius XM, FM, AM, all on the dash screen is a touch buttons. So it's touch stuff like that. Now, in case you wonder what happened to the charging, now every vehicle on the Kia which I researched are located at a different location. But for this Kia EV4, it is actually on the right front side. Now, what is so special recently is that for a long time, other non-Tesla vehicle cannot be charged at Tesla charging stations. That's because I think the Tesla just want to entice people to buy Tesla because it's much easy peasy when you can actually have more charging stations specifically for Tesla. So a lot of non-Tesla vehicles, EV, have their own CCS, what they call CCS adapter outlet. Now for 2026 Kia EV4, things have changed because Tesla is now allowing non-Tesla EV to charge at the supercharging station. Now, based on my research, it's still a hit and miss on which exact vehicle that you can charge at the Tesla supercharging station. So, but highly recommend that you actually go and download your Tesla app, create a profile, create your payment, enter credit card information, and then basically go to a nearest Tesla charging station, and then you basically use their NACS port, which basically stands for North America charging system. So now this Kia EV4 actually have a NACS port, so you don't even need an adapter. The only reason why the media fleet give me two different adapters is that if I am actually going to a charging station there's not a Tesla charging station, I will need those adapters, because now the EV4 is actually built with an NACS port that fits the Tesla. But what if you are going to a charging station near you that is not Tesla? Then I will need to use the adapter to bring back the outlet fit to non-Tesla charging stations so that you can charge. So basically, the more different adapters, the better, to give you more flexibility and options. Now, make sure you don't cheap out on buying knockoffs adapters. Make sure you buy proven, legit, approved adapter, because at the end of the day we're using electricity. You also don't want to buy some illegal or unproven adapter that might be hazard for your vehicle, might be hazard for yourself. So make sure. So this is what it looks like on the front, and they give you different logos, colors. This means it's unlocked. You plug it in. If it is a red, it means you're not charging. If it's green, it means you're charging in full. Now, another way you can check if it is charging successfully, you can go to the dashboard in the car, and then it will tell you how much is being charged. Or you can check it on your app and how much is being charged. So there are different ways to know how much mileage do you have. I do have to say, some of the pros and cons of the Kia EV4 after a few days of driving is, one, I really like this edgy design. It stands out. It has a very good Kia kind of style to it. It is on a league of its own. It kind of feel like the Halo video game kind of like vehicle, or RoboCop, especially in the muddy gray. Really like the rim style, the design, the color is nice. It's actually very roomy at the back, very roomy in the front. Really like it. Some of the thing that I am not a fan though is that during the daylight, because this is so vertical tail light, it's so stretched out on the left and right, and then you can see that the light is so narrow that sometimes I worry during the day that the people behind me cannot even see it. And then the reverse light is so low that even I'm filming you right now, if I'm driving, I hardly can see the reverse light, especially during the day, which is kind of like a safety hazard. So stuff like that. Now, another thing I don't really like is the fact that there's quite a very limited of rear visibility from the driver perspective, because you can see it is very, very tight space of visibility. Obviously, you have like the lane changing warning, the backup camera to assist you, but it is very tight in terms of visibility. Now, another thing I'm not quite a fan is I feel like the vehicle is very too plasticky. I can smell the recycling material or the too plastic of material. So those are the thing. And last but not least, I found that this EV4 has a very small turning radius. So when I park in a tight spot on a parking lot, it's actually pretty hard to do it all in one shot, nice and straight. I have to reverse it to kind of tighten it and correct the parking. I don't know why the radius is not that big or easy to spin the steering wheel. Like if I want to do a U-turn, I have to do it a few tries to get the car back successfully. So those are the only thing that I'm not really happy about. But what I like about it is the exterior design, the interior design. It's very operational. It's very functional. I really like the knobs here. It's easy to use, nice and simple. It has a lot of features, and most importantly, the mileage or the charge is really depends on the weather, how cold or how hot, or the type of way you drive your vehicle. But you can get this EV4 range from 450 kilometers to up to 550, kilometers per the mileage. And also, I've been driving this like to places like from Richmond Hill to Fairfield Mall, maybe about 15-20 kilometers one way, and it only took up maybe 4 or 5% off the charge. So I found that the battery pack maybe is new. It actually pretty good. Like it doesn't really burn that much of the percentage of the electric charge. So if you're looking for an EV and you don't want to be just like anybody else driving a Tesla, Kia EV4, I think the price is very attractive, ranging from 38,995 to 55,000 MSRP Canadian plus tax. And maybe you can check if you are still qualified for the 5,000 rebate from the Canadian government, so double check on that. In terms, like, this is definitely a very competitive option if you're looking for electric vehicle. And Kia and Hyundai, I would say, is one of the very committed brands that actually made up their mind to go and build a bunch of electric proven vehicles. There's some brands that only maybe just decide to do one and for experimental purposes or something like that. But I think Kia is really committed to bringing more stuff. When I was in Seoul, South Korea, I went to a Kia experience, and I actually saw a EV3. Maybe EV3 might be coming in the near future. I heard there's an EV5 coming in the future. So if you're looking for an electric vehicle that you don't need a super big ass size, or you don't need an SUV, compact car like EV4 will be something that I feel like you should go and check it out and see for yourself. Special shout out to Kia Canada. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and comment. Really appreciate your support. That's how I'm able to get to test drive all these vehicles and to show it to you guys. And over and out.